Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is good. Feeling good today. Are you a doodler? Is the question that I asked in the title of this video. And I want to know the answer, so please go to the comments and say yes or no. I mean, whatever. Yeah, I doodle. I used to. I doodled a lot. I have notebooks somewhere in this house from my teenage years where I doodled. I don't know where they are, and I wasn't going to try to find them for this video. But I can tell you, I had a particular doodling habit of drawing these little, like, interlocking, curvy arrows, like double-headed arrows. And I'm positive I saw it somewhere else. I'm positive I just copied it. I'm also pretty sure it's like one of those things that we all know how to do pre-internet. Nobody knows how drawing the funny looking S or making ninja stars, or there was all these little kid skills, playing paper football with a triangle, that nobody, like, how did we all know that? Like, everybody knew that. And there was no internet. It wasn't like there was a channel on TV that taught you how to do this stuff. So I think my doodling little intersecting or little loopy arrows was a thing. It wasn't something that just I did. But I'm curious to know if you know about that. But anyway, this all comes up because I used to doodle a lot. When I was a teenager, especially in school, I doodled all the time in class. Even in the military, I doodled. I drew little cartoon characters. I just doodled. And I have not done that for years and years and years. And this comes up because yesterday I found a channel, and I'm going to try really hard to remember to link it. This dude has like 700 subscribers, so I think that he has a series running right now that I think is worth watching if you are a person who strives to be creative. And one of his videos was about doodling, and he shows himself doodling, and he talks about how he likes to doodle while listening to an audiobook or a podcast because it helps him concentrate. And that kind of blew my mind, right? Like, I remember doodling as a way to not concentrate, as a way to, like, avoid the monotony of listening to somebody talk. But he said in his video that studies have shown that doodling helps information retention. And I was like, is that a thing? Is that for real? And so I went looking into it. And yeah, like, for realsies, doing kind of mindless tasks like doodling or whatever does in fact help. Like, just listening to somebody, doing nothing else but listening, is a very hard thing to do. It's actually extremely difficult to pay perfect attention to somebody just talking like this. Like, you guys do this every day. You listen to me for 10 minutes a day. So doodling is a mindless thing that you can do during that process that can make the information, that you can take in the information for longer periods of time before you lose focus, before you lose concentration. And that kind of breaks my mind a little bit because I don't doodle anymore. I don't also sit through lectures anymore. But there are often times where I'm listening to a podcast or I'm listening to a YouTube thing that I find myself opening my phone, and I have a couple of mindless kind of games, like little swipey maze games, that I'll play while I'm listening. And now thinking about it, those mindless little swipey maze games don't take away from my enjoyment or from my intake of those podcasts, of that audio. And looking at ways I would like to dump my phone. I'd like to break up with my phone. Not like I don't have a problem, but I think that it gives me an outlet to be less creative. Like, when I want to do something, I'm like, I'll just play this game instead. And I shouldn't be doing that. And there's something neat about the physical record of doodle, of a page full of doodle. So I think I'm going to try to do that. when I need to make a little note. Remember, do you guys remember when I made notebooks? I used to make handmade notebooks out of printer paper. I think I used 4 sheets of printer paper, or maybe 3 sheets, cut and folded, cut in half, then put together, then folded, and then I put usually a wrapper of like thin cardboard, like a cereal box, and then stapled it. I used to make those a lot and carry them in my pocket, and those were my notebooks. I mean, I guess at this point in life, I could afford to just buy some field notes, the little pocket size, and that's probably the better option. But I think that I'm going to try to explore this and say, if I find myself wanting to listen to something and I find myself reaching for my phone and opening one of these games, instead, I'll doodle and see what happens. Because I remember enjoying the process. I enjoyed filling up pages with little sketches of whatever. We'll see what happens. I don't know. But I guess, again, I'm curious to know, is that something that you do or have done or did or enjoyed or, whatever. I don't think most of us in this age category really sit through a lot of boring lectures. But I do, I guess if I go look at my meeting, I have notebooks that I used to use specifically for work. Now my notebook is my notebook, and it kind of contains everything, work and everything is all smashed together. But when I had my work notebook, I bet you if I look at meeting notes, there's a lot of doodles on the page. So maybe I do still doodle. I just haven't had an opportunity to do it in 3 years because I've been working from home and I don't sit through boring meetings anymore. When we have meetings now, this is a nice little thing, a side effect. When we have meetings now, there's no, everybody is ready to get out of the meeting. There's no, I'm going to sit here for an hour because at least I'm not in my office. It seems like now everybody's like, all right, got anything else to say? Nope, later. And so meetings are happening super fast. These meetings, I have a meeting every other week with a team that used to take an hour and now takes 12, 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops. Everybody's just like, I'm good, later. That's my favorite thing that has happened from working from home, is that I don't have to sit through these, just pointless meetings. Anyway, but maybe I'll start doodling again. I'm going to, and maybe I'll start this week. I'll build a little notebook. Maybe I'll film it. I don't know. Do you guys remember me doing that? I don't have a stapler. I'll have to buy a stapler. But I used to make them and carry them. And I think I did a video about it. If not, I'll try to do a video about it. I'm not saying I'm going to do a video about it. I'll try to do a video. Oh, maybe I'll do an article on my website. I published one not too long ago. If you are on my email list, you should have gotten an email from me 2 weeks ago. If you're not on my email list, you can go to my website and sign up. And I have written another article that I think I'll publish in the morning. I have to read it and make sure that I'm okay with the contents. But maybe I'll do a website article. That'd be something weird. Do you doodle? Put it in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is sycophant. It is a noun meaning a person attempting to get on your good side by constantly sucking up and flattering you. Outwardly polite, the rock star secretly viewed his fans as slobbering sycophants. Sycophant. Sycophant. I am not a sycophant, but I do have some rock star friends. And also, this pronunciation key would lead me to pronounce this sycophant, and I've never heard it pronounced that way. Do you say sycophant? I say sycophant, and I think I've always heard it said that way.